Okay, the title of this video is the eternal nature of the Word of God and the limitations of having it written down. First of all, the limitations of having the Word of God written down. I don't care what order I do it in. I'm going to cover all of it. Anyway, as for the limitation of having the Word of God written down, the Word of God, when you write it down, it applies to that moment in time. 2,000 years back, what was relevant to you would have been what you ask of the Lord. In today's time, what's relevant to you is what you'd ask of the Lord. If you write down what was relevant 2,000 years ago and compare it to what was relevant now, you see something that was quite obvious, that the knowledge we needed 2,000 years back is not the same knowledge we need now. So the Word of God, when written down, preserves that moment in time. But the Word of God is not a moment in time. It's an eternal Word. I should stop using the word God because you get confused. The Almighty's Word is not a moment in time. It's eternal. The Almighty never stops speaking, and you can see it with your own eyes. Yeah, all you have to do is learn how to deduce when it's the Most High that's been speaking to you, rather than a demon or mankind. Now, in my life, I've had human beings who move spiritual, where I've had a situation where I'm looking at a human being, I turn sideways, and from the corner of my eye, I can see his spiritual body outside of his body. As soon as I turn to look at his spiritual body, yeah, it disappears. Yeah, so that spiritual body can go into you and start putting words into you, and also using the power that's naturally intrinsic to you in your mind. Yeah. Now, where you have an incident where your power has been used, and you start to reflect and contemplate on that, and start to think back. Yeah. If you deduce that it was a human being that used it, you must fight against that. Yeah. No one should be using your power apart from the Most High. Yeah, so once you know that it's the Most High that's using your power, and the way to know that, if you do reflect, if you see your power being used, and you do reflect, and you find that it was a random event, it wasn't from the consciousness of man, yeah, then this is the Most High. Yeah, so the power that is divine is in all of us. Yeah, and the Word of the Almighty can never die, because as soon as you open your eyes and you see miraculous things, it's right there in the synchronicities and randomness of life. Yeah, so at any time we can write it down. We write it down. Once they're corrupted, we burn those books, and then we write it down afresh. We can always write it down afresh. We're just a culmination of all our experiences from what we've seen of these random events, and we write that down, and that's the Word of the Most High. Yeah, it's eternal. At any time, even 1,000 years from now, people open their eyes, look up, and see miracles, and write it down. That's the Word of the Most High. Writing it down is a bit like if you write down that there's the sun in the sky. Well, there is the sun in the sky. What's the point of writing that down? There will always be the sun there. Well, in 4 million years' time, 4 billion years' time, maybe not. So there's no point of you what I'm saying is, you shouldn't be scared that you lose the Word of the Most High. It will always be with you in your hearts. Yeah, the divine power that runs this world is inside you, and they know that. Yeah, that's why it's important to win hearts and minds. Yeah, once they win your heart and mind, they get empathy from you, and they frequent your mind. Once they're in there, they use the power of the Most High that is stored in you. You're the custodian of the Almighty's power. Yeah, you must build yourself a fortress so that no one can use the power that the Most High put inside your mind. Yeah, and your heart. Yeah, so, but remember, only randomness should be able to use that. Another human being shouldn't be able to. Yeah, if you notice human beings moving in a spiritual way, yeah, you must fight against that. In your mind, you must rebuke that. Yeah, you must rebuke anything that goes into your mind. And if it's the Most High, it won't affect him none. Yeah, because randomness will be able to act regardless of what words you're using. Yeah, you must become something that is unpleasant in your mind for it to be viewed. You mustn't get attached to man-made things. You mustn't think of any man as the most high, because that man and anyone that looks at that man will get empathy, and that's how remote viewing starts. Yeah. Once in your mind you think favorably of a man, yeah, then they can use that. Yeah, the way you feel inside, yeah, can attract demons to your mind and your heart. Yeah, you must not favor any man or woman in your heart, in your mind. Yeah, and you must make allowances for randomness to act. Now, I've seen the power of my mind being used in various ways through time in my life. Sometimes they fool around with time, they see into the future with it. The one thing that was disturbing, but I think I put a stop to it. People coming back from the dead, or actually being made dead. Yeah, but this one, the couple with psyops, and that's what caused the Mandela effect. Yeah, but I put a stop to that. So that's when I tried to figure out what the Mandela effect was, and I came up with that game of the free pair of hands. Yeah, the game of life. So those components let me know that there is a paranormal component, and that one there is the one you must target. The way they see into your mind is a supernatural way. They have the supernatural power to frequent your mind with their astral bodies. Yeah, the astral body can actually enter your mind. So when you empathetic to someone who looks like me, yeah, he can actually enter your mind. Yeah, so that's why I didn't want anyone to worship me, because there's a lot of people who look like me. Just because he looks like me doesn't mean that he's a pleasant one. He's the pleasant kind. He's not. So basically, keep vigilant. You mustn't favor anyone in your mind, and that's why they introduced the concept of love. Yet what you call Jesus Christ never uttered the word. The word love never existed in his time. He would have said something. The word love never came out of Jesus Christ's mouth. Yeah, he would have said some other word which had no connotations to sex. Yeah, but to put a word that has a connotation to sex, and then you say that you attribute that to the Most High, is a bit, it's a bit funny. Yeah, it says man must be with woman, but there's context. Yeah, you can't say love thy neighbor doesn't mean that you should go and fuck him, does it now? Yeah, anyway. So, anyway, basically be vigilant, but don't be scared that you lose the Most High. The word is eternal, and we can always write it down afresh. Whenever you write it down, if they take our book, yeah, and they corrupt that, yeah, we can burn that one and write it down afresh. Yeah, the Almighty will always be with us forever, in time. Forever and ever.